Come on over, it's time for Tim Friend.
And welcome back to Tim Friend. We're making our way downtown, walking fast, letting these mercenaries hit us in the ass. I mean, it kind of rhymed. Is it okay if it kind of rhymes? I don't know. Probably not. Oh, jeez. Sorry about the burps. I drank some Sprite before recording. It's making me real nasty in the old throat zone. That's okay, because the mercenaries all went after Uther. Even if they went after Marcus, it would have been fine, because we got some beefy boys on our TV teams. We can let Isadora stab this man to death with her blade. I love her squire animation so much. It really makes me smile watching her do that little spin around. It's a very good meeting of practiced and uncertainty. I crave it. It's good. And Marcus is a male recruit sprite. Also, I mean, it's based off of the female recruit sprite, obviously from Amelia, but I think it's, I don't know. Is there a male recruit sprite in Sacred Stones? Obviously there's not a male recruit in the main game itself, but maybe there's one buried in the data somewhere. I don't know. I'm not a big ROM hackimist. I've only played a couple of Fire Emblem fan games. I say fan games because this is not a ROM hack. This is its own fucking thing. And I've played one other Fire Emblem fan game, and it was fine. Not as good as a regular Fire Emblem game, much less as good as this game, which I would argue is better in some ways than true Fire Emblem games. By true Fire Emblem games, I mean ones made by fucking people that makes the Fire Emblems, the Nintendos. Yeah, we get the triumphant music as we creep closer. I'm healing her up just in case I want to use her to get a hit in on Mazda, which I love his name. He's Mazda. He's a car. Beep beep. He's on a forest instead of a throne. Thank you, Jim, please. How do we do? How do we do against him? Pretty bad. He's got a lot of health and a lot of defense. Let's talk to this old man. It's not a claymore. She does not have the claymore. Yep, great. Yep, great. Yep, I know what they do. I know what the thing. Yep, just give me the experience. The claymore is good against armor and horses. Yes, I agree that it is good against them. What does he do? He does bad. So the claymore it's obviously here to snap Mazda like a twig. And it'll get Uther some experience. I'm not going to stand in his way. Got some nerve, lordling. Forgot his voice. Yeah, and it happens to be pretty raw today. You must have some terrible luck. Shut up. See how confident you are after I tear your heart out. Let's. Here I come. Wait. So Mazda is a phalanx. Phalanx? Flanx. He's a classmate for this Fire Emblem fan game. You can think of him as an axe knight. He's massively slow and not super accurate, but look at that strength. Look at that defense. Look at that con. And they get a skill called Savior, where they can rescue, but in a weird way. It gives them like a little bit of an extra, a little of a thing jam with movement. Instead of rescuing and bringing them into their square, they can do shelter, where they move on to an ally's square and put them in the rescue position. Come on, boys, let's get back to the prince. Oh, that was easy. He definitely disappeared though, so he's probably dead. Pretty weak, Uther, but I mean, honestly, with the rate my Uthers tend to gain strength, I'll fucking take it. I like about Fire Emblem 7, a thing I like about it, I should say, is that you get ranked at the end of every mission. So we got a dope-ass score on the prologue, which is very easy. I mean, it's supposed to be easy, it's the fucking prologue. This place for you to cram some experience up the mouths of your trainees. So we got an S rank, yay! You're okay then. Thanks to you and your heroic friends. All in a day's work. Maybe I can rescue you again sometime, Tee-hee. My lord. But duty calls. Take care, miss. Lord Uther, if I may? I didn't even catch your name. What is it? Sire, those were Bernese troops, likely here with Prince Desmond. Curses, I'll be hearing about this all night. I've just shaken off that foul mood, too. My lord, perhaps we should return? And make things worse? Nah, better that I leave this one in Elbert's capable hands. Come, promised you all a drink. He's probably supposed to have a British accent too, but fuck it. So that's the notorious rebel prince, huh? That was incredibly reckless. Yes, but now we have a good idea of who we're dealing with. Come on, let's report back. A mystery, intrigue, drama, thrills, spills. We get to go to Chapter 2. As we mouse through the chapters, we get to A, see what rank we got on previous ones, and B, see where they go. But prologue and then Chapter 2, what boogity biggity boogity waggity wiggity wah? That's crazy. Where's Chapter 1 go? Well, we'll get to it later. And it gives us a little management screen. Give a little bit screen where we can trade shit around if we need to. Like, I'll give that iron sword to Uther, so I don't have to do it in the mission itself. It's very polite. Lycia, known as the Knights League, was formed by the little knight, Roland. The rolling hills of Aliv's central southern lands were once the home of many kings, who all built impressive castles, and who all envied the lands of their neighbors. Like these red dots. Brief, vicious wars would begin and end on a whim, alliances forged and folded with the change of season. It was an era of pestilence and woe, the likes of which have not been seen again. When the scouring began, each of these kings laid their crown at the feet of a boy hero, and together followed Sir Roland with the full force of their dreadful cavalry. I like this. It gives a little more lore of the main countries of Alib. It's nice. It's good. After the dragons were cleansed from the world, he remained their leader, and each swore an eternal oath to serve as part of a council under his rule. One by one, the lords married one of Roland's heirs into their house, until every house was bound in blood. Roland fuck a lot. Thus the tradition of fealty is still practiced today, though for some much less earnestly. Ooh, some of these are dicks. While his loyalty cannot be questioned, not without offending his honor and starting a political scandal anyway. Who's this douchebag? Young Marcus Darren has little respect for his servitude to Ostia. Darren of Laos? The third game that we get to see fucking Laos? Tensions between himself and the sovereign heir have always been stiff, and he would delight in any opportunity to humiliate Lord Uther. No, we don't see Darren in Fire Emblem 6, do we? We just see, what's his face? The gross son. The son with the douche-ass mustache. It's a classic Lycian versus Laos fight. And especially after that pissant remark earlier in the day. I've never licked that much boot in my life, let alone in a single hour. You could never tell considering how good at it you are. You miscreant! I should hope your father comes to his senses and makes Hector the heir to the throne, because in your hands the country will fall into ruin. I'm glad of it. I never wanted the bloody throne, you know that. God, it sounds weird giving him the American accent now. Whatever. A miscreant like me is better suited to living drunk in alleys, trading knives with criminals. And if that means I have the freedom to live my own life, then that's the life for me. Sigh. I'm sorry, Uther. I didn't mean to bring your family into this. Forget it. I've been a cad, and I probably deserved it. No, the whole escapade wasn't as disastrous as I'm making it out to be. To be frank, I think Desmond was afraid you would kill him to bury the affair. There we go. Heh. Sounds like Desmond, our cowardly tyrant. Ooh, it's this guy. It's Eagler. Oh, so tragic. It's Eagler from Lynn's story in Fire Emblem 7. The saddest boy that you have to kill. My Lord Uther. I don't know. There's all these fucking British people. Sir Eagler, your horse looks ready to collapse. Elbert, could you fetch a stable hand? Of course. Good to see you, Sir Eagler. And you, my lord. Yeah, I'll give him a very Space Marine type voice. What could your horse possibly have done to deserve such abuse? If we could spare the theatrics, my lord, I bring an urgent message from His Eminence. And of course, when Father says urgent, you run until your legs melt into stumps. Wait, aren't you Knight of Kalen? Were there proceedings I didn't hear about? No, sire. A royal messenger collapsed on our steps, and I was eventually sent in his place. Eventually? Lady Madeline and Master Lundgren argued a full night before Lord Housen made his decision. Oh, Kalen. I love you, Kalen. House Kalen. This is good stuff. Love you, Lynn. I came as quickly as I could, but much time was still wasted. Indeed. What was the message, then? A summons, my lord. Your father requests your immediate presence at Ostia. The specifics weren't entrusted to the messenger, so I assume it must be a matter of grave significance. I imagine so. I suppose this means I'll need a disguise. There's no way I'll make good time with my current escort. Thank you for your leal service, Sir Eagler. I would be your escort, my lord. With your permission, I will accompany you to Ostia. Figures. Couldn't turn you down without bruising your honor, could I? Let's go inform Lord Elbert, then. I really like the writing of Uther and the stuff that surrounds him. It's very good at making him feel like he's a kind of a scoundrel of a rogue, of a lord, trapped amongst the proceedings and procedures of his birth, and they do a good job at making that happen. I understand, my friend. It's a shame you didn't get to visit Eliwood, though. Next time, I promise. As much as I love disobeying my father, this sounds important. Of course, you've met Sir Marcus and Lady Isadora here. They'll assist Sir Eagler in guarding you. Sir Marcus needs seasoning, and the Lady Isadora... well, Lady Isadora can be very persuasive. A small force for once? The last time you gave me an escort, we set up tent cities larger than the towns we were stopping in. That's a little exaggerated, my lord. Just a little. Glad to have you, kids. Still a lot of ellipses. A lot of them. May I approach, my lord? Oh, hello again. You'll have to excuse me. Your name escapes me just now. That's alright. It's Harkin. Pleased to meet you. I'm Uthler, and this is Sir Eagler. Yes, I apologize for the intrusion, my lord, for it sounds like very important business, but I overheard your conversation. Your manners are adequate, boy, but you should learn to mind your business. It's fine, Sir Eagler. What are you getting at, Harkin? Well, I've recently become unemployed, and I was wondering if you could use another guard. Well, you did prove rather handy with your sword yesterday. I mean, he gave his sword to someone. What hilt is that over his shoulder? Is this wise, my lord? If he were an assassin, he would have made his move yesterday, while he was guarding my back. What's your rate, Harkin? Don't worry about compensation, sir. Just the security of traveling with other knights would be more than enough. I would part ways with you at Ostia. Sure. If you could start by helping us pack, then. They have a little D&D adventure, and they go on a caravan to Ostia. They don't make a caravan, they just kind of walk. Anyway, next time on Tim Friend, we will actually fight Lord Darren of Laos. That punk, the jerk, the tool. I mean, we haven't seen him yet, but I'm just making assumptions based on what he does later. Anyway, see you next time, everybody.